Hi friends, welcome to KM English World. We know that yesterday and the day before yesterday we have started the poem Basketful of Moonlight, where the day before yesterday we talked about the paraphrase of the poem. Yesterday we read the poem, then went line to line, understood the poem, and today it's time to talk about the activities based on the poem. As yesterday I had told you that in today's period we are going to talk about A1, A2 and A3 also as possible. Here we are now for A1 question based on this poem. First of all, let me clear that this poem can be divided, the stanzas can be divided into two parts. But thinking about the time limit and the coverage of the time, I have covered the whole poem in the same period. मित्रांनो, खरं पाहता या पोएम वरती अर्धे स्टांजाज वरती एक क्वेश्चन व्हायला पाहिजे, काही क्वेश्चन्स व्हायला पाहिजेत A1, A2 आणि A3, आणि राहिलेल्या हाफ स्टांजाज वरती तसेच क्वेश्चन व्हायला पाहिजे. आपण सर्व स्टांजाच्या वरती क्वेश्चन्स तयार केलेले आहेत, हे लक्षात असू द्या. कम ऑन, what is here? A1, simple factual activities for practice. Let me remind you that as usual, I am not going to talk and give you the answers, I mean the ready material. Whereas, I will ask you to write the answers of these questions of yourself. Then what you will have to do? You will have to go through the poem and find out the answers of all these questions. Right. Okay. So, factual questions that we have taken here. As you know that there can be different types of factual questions also, simple factual questions. And one of the types is this, which we have taken here for practice today. Come on, let us see. Simple factual activities for practice. Activities, that means questions, which are related with A1. The question is, state whether the following statements are true or false. As you know, that the sentences or the statements are given based on that particular paragraphs or the stanzas in your activity sheet, and you are asked to write whether the statements are true or false, and they are based on the given stanzas. Okay. By the same way, these given statements are also based on the whole poem. Keeping in mind that you have well understood the poem in the last period, you know too much about the poem, so you can easily differentiate the statements into true and false. Okay, come on, let us see. The first statement is, the child wants the moonlight to light the dark road. Remember the sentences which yesterday I had told you. The child wants, in the poem, the child wants to wants the moonlight for what purpose? To light the dark road. I will not tell its meaning in Marathi, because you must understand the meaning of it of your own. मराठीत या वाक्यांचा मी अर्थ कुठलाही सांगणार नाही. याचं कारण आहे, तुम्हाला बोर्डाच्या परीक्षेमध्ये कुणी वाक्याचा मराठीत अर्थ नाही सांगायला येणार. तो तुम्हालाच शोधावा लागेल, तो तुम्हाला फाइंड आउट करावा लागेल. And you can easily do it. Why? Because the statements are very simple. याच्यातले वर्ड सुद्धा खूप सोपे आहेत, खूप सिंपल आहेत. You are very habitual and acquainted with all those. So you can easily get the meaning of. The child wants the moonlight to light the dark road. The child wanted the moonlight from the moon to make the bright the roads or the road. What you have to do? You have to write whether the statement is true or false. If it is true, okay. If it is false, I don't know. In your activity sheet, what you have to do, how you have to write the answer, that you have to write the sentence first, then write here answer, then your answer here, that is true or false, whatever it may be. Next one. The route going to city is well built. Well built means, okay, good enough. The statement states that the road between the city and the village, it is good. I don't know whether it is good or not now, because yesterday I told you. It is well built. You have to go through the poem and find out whether the statement is true or false. Next one. The villagers return their homes too late. Yesterday I told you that the villagers and the child's father, including his father, they return their homes, means to their village, to their natives, too late. Too means very. Very late they return to their houses. Check out whether the statement is true or false. Next one. The villagers go to the city for earning. The reason of villagers going to the city is given for earning. Why do they go to the city? The statement states that they used to go for earning. Check out whether this is true or false. You can go through the poem and find out why they used to go to the city. Next one. The child wants darkness in his village. Read the sentence very carefully, statements very carefully, and find out the meaning, so that you may come to the conclusion whether the statement is true or false. You can easily understand if you read so carefully, keeping the text in mind, stanzas in mind, yesterday's teaching in mind. The child wants darkness. The child wants total darkness. No light does he want. The child wants darkness in his village. You can guess. You can use your own logic to prove the sentence true or false. That here the statement says that the child wants darkness. He does not want any light in his village. What the statement says. Now decide yourself whether the statement is true or false. Next one. The father leaves home early in the morning. The statement is the child's father leaves the home early in the morning. Early in the morning, his father uses to leave his house, his home. Very early he would go. He uses to go out of the house to the city. Not late, early. Come on. The next one, there is no facility of light and transportation. There is no facility of light and transportation in the village. Here in the village. We can easily understand the meaning that there is no facility at all of any electricity and transportation in the village. I don't know the statement is true or false. Just you have to decide. There is no facility. Facility, that is availability. Okay. Of any light that is electricity, transportation. Facility for transporting, for going and coming up and down, for traveling facility. It's called transportation. Next one. The child sleeps when his father comes home. The statement is the child is in sleep. The child is in sleep when his father comes home. When his father comes home late at night, he is in sleep. You have to decide whether the statement is true or false. Thus, these are the sentences regarding to one type of A1. State whether the following statements are true or. Come on, let us continue the next type of question. In the same question, that is A1, simple factual question, but the different type. Here also, I will not give you answer of any question. Right? Then means what you have to do? You have to find out the answers of your own. Okay, come on. What type of this question is? This is complete the sentences. What does it mean? It means half sentences are given. There will be some dash or dots as like filling the blanks, like so. The answers are available. They can be found in your poem in the stanzas. We have to go through the poem and complete the sentences. Right. Okay, come on. Let me read the sentences. The child wants to soak moons of light from dash to dash. I think you can easily answer this question that the child who is requesting to the moon to give him the moonlight, basketful or 2 baskets full seeds of moonlight, because he wants to sow the moons of light from dash to dash to make the roads lighten in between 2 points, and these 2 points from to 2 are to be written here from dash to dash. The road connecting to these points, these 2 places, the names of places will be here, right? Next one. The child says that the route is tough. The child says that the route in between city and the village is tough. and full of dash dash and dash dash. The child says to the moon that the road is not only tough but also full of dash dash and dash dash. You can easily understand the names of two reptile animals which are there in the stanza, which are to be written here to complete the sentence. He says to the moon that the route is tough as well as it is full of dash dash and dash dash. Those animals are very dangerous to his father and the villagers. So he wants to light the road, etc. and etc. Come on. Modes of transport. This is the word modes. Modes of transport mentioned in the poem. Modes, that is source. Sources of transport or the transportation. That is from going from one place to another. Sources of transportation, carrying, carriages, carriers, carry from one place to another. Modes of transportation mentioned in the poem are dash dash and dash dash. You can also find the answer and get the answer from the stanza that two modes are mentioned by the child, telling to the moon that there is no facility of transport of dash dash and dash dash. Such type of modes of traveling, transportation is there. Next one, the speaker wants to listen from his father. The speaker, that is the child. The child wants to listen from his father. What does he want to listen? Is told to you. That's why he is requesting to the moon to send his father early to the home so that he could listen from his father dash dash and dash dash. Two things he wants. He wants to listen from his father, which are there in the stanzas. They are to be written. Very simple. You can easily find them out. Next one. The child wants moonlight. The child wants moonlight. How much moonlight does he want? Dash dash or dash dash. This is there. You can easily find out in the first some lines. In few lines, very much few lines, you can easily find out the answer to complete the sentence. The child wants moonlight, dash dash or dash dash full. Okay, next one. The whole village goes to the city. The whole village goes to the city. To whole village means all the villagers from that village. Goes to the city. Dash dash to dash dash. There is an answer in the poem. So these are the sentences. This is the second type, as we can say, of factual question to solve. You have to go through and solve all, complete all the given sentences. This is the second type of factual questions, that is simple factual question. Let us continue. The third type of simple factual question. This is also for practice to you. Simple factual activities for practice. First one, second one, now the third one for practice itself. It means answers are expected from you, not from mine. माझ्याकडनं उत्तराची अपेक्षा नका करू. उत्तर तुम्हाला शोधायचे आणि ते सोपे आहेत, ते सरळ आहेत, साधे आहेत. आपण शिकवलेल्या पोएमवरती डिपेंड आहे, बेस आहे, त्यामुळे अडचणीचं काही कारण नाही. ओके, लेट अस गो टू द क्वेश्चन. चूज द करेक्ट अल्टरनेटिव्ह अँड fill in the blanks. This is the question where alternatives are given, two options are given. Among these two, one is correct, which you have to choose or the select or to find it out, and fill in the blanks or in the gaps. दिलेल्या अल्टरनेटिव्ह मधलं एक उत्तर करेक्ट आहे, पोएम वरती बेस आहे, ते तुम्हाला शोधायचंय आणि गाळलेल्या जागेच्या मध्ये भरून ती सेंटेन्स कंप्लीट करायचं आहे. चूज द करेक्ट अल्टरनेटिव्ह अँड फिल इन द ब्लँक्स. ओके, बघूयात आपण. द चाइल्ड इज रिक्वेस्टिंग टू, as we know that whom does the child requesting to? Whom is the child requesting? Okay. The child is requesting to dash to give the moonlight. Whom does he request? To the sun or to the moon? It's your choice to find out the correct alternative. Whom does the child request? Either to the sun or to the moon. Among these two, one is the correct option. Okay. Next one. The way to the village from the city is tough, easy. I don't know whether the route in between the city and the village is tough or easy, but you know it very well because it is there in the poem. Okay, the way to the village is dash either tough or easy. You have to choose. Next one. The child lives in a, where the child live? The child lives in a city or village. You have to find it out. Where does he live? Either in a city or a village. And one option is the correct option. One alternative is the correct alternative, which is to be filled here to complete the sentence. To fill the blanks. Come on. The next one. His father returns home. His father means child's father. His father returns home dash early, late. Two options. Either early or late. You will get the answer easily. When does his father return home? Either early or late. Too late. You know it very well rather than me. So right here the correct option. Next one. The child wants to dash the seeds of moonlight. The child wants the seeds of moonlight to dash. For what purpose does he want the seeds of moonlight? You know, to grow, to sow. S-O-W. Why does he want the seeds of moonlight? Either for growing or for sowing. You will choose the correct option. The child wants to dash the seeds of moonlight, grow, sow. Next one. Last one. The child wants the moonlight on dash dash. The child wants the moonlight on. The options are borrow and loan. He requests the moon to give him the moonlight on loan or on borrow basis. You will decide and you will choose. मित्रांनो, अशा रीतीनं फॅक्च्युअल क्वेश्चन्सचे 3 प्रकार आज आपण आजच्या तासिकेमध्ये पाहिलेत. मला असं अपेक्षित आहे तुमच्याकडनं की मी ते सगळ्या प्रश्नांची उत्तर, सगळ्या ऍक्टिव्हिटीज तुम्हाला घरी करायच्या. तुम्ही आज टेक्स्ट बुक समोर ठेवून त्या सगळ्या ऍक्टिव्हिटीज 1, 2 आणि 3 A1 मधल्याच सरावासाठी दिलेल्या तुम्ही घरी करणार आहात. मला त्या माझ्या व्हॉट्सअप नंबरवरती फोटो सेंड करणार आहात. मी त्या चेक करणार आहे. मी तुम्हाला त्यांचं आन्सर रिप्लाय करणार आहे. पण ते कधी शक्य होईल जर तुम्ही मला पाठवलं तर. आणखीन दुसरा महत्वाचा मुद्दा तुम्हाला मी सांगतो की सगळेच क्वेश्चन्स ऍक्टिव्हिटी सीट मध्ये विचारले जाणार नाहीत. लक्षात ठेवा, हे मॅक्झिमम देण्याचं कारण आपला अधिकाधिक सराव व्हावा. प्रॅक्टिस आपलं हेडिंगच आहे. सरावासाठी हे प्रश्नाची उत्तरं मी दिलेली आहेत, प्रश्न दिलेले आहेत. लक्षात ठेवा, त्याच्यातली मोजकीच कुठले तरी, आणि तेही 4 फक्त इतकेच विचारले जाणार आहेत. लक्षात ठेवा, लक्षात असू द्या. आपण ह्या गोष्टी ध्यानात ठेवाव्यात आणि मला लवकरात लवकर तुम्ही ह्याची उत्तरं पाठवाल अशी अपेक्षा मी या निमित्तानं व्यक्त करतो. स्टे होम, स्टे सेफ, बेस्ट ऑफ लक.